Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be reviewing Ballerina, which is a movie that's set in the world of John Wick and is actually a spin-off movie from the 4 John Wick movies that we've come to know over the years. This movie comes from the director Len Wiseman, who some may know as the director of Underworld from 2003, which is another movie that I also really like and another action franchise that I also really like. So it's good to see this director coming back to do another action movie here in 2025, which is quite a few decades away from when Underworld first came out. I was excited to see this movie because I am a John Wick movie fan and I wanted to see, this world again, but I didn't really expect to see a John Wick movie again after John Wick 4. But it's good to see they've, tried to revive it by doing a spin-off here with this Ballerina character. And Ana de Armas playing this character. The movie also stars Keanu Reeves, Ian McShane, Anjelica Huston, Gabriel, Byrne, and Reedus, which is good. And the movie has a runtime of 2 hours and 4 minutes. The first thing I'd say is that probably Ana de Armas was great in this movie. I thought that she did very well for a lot of her action sequences. She fit, as an actress, acting alongside all of the other well-known actors like Keanu Reeves or Ian McShane. She did very well, and she sort of fit into the world of John Wick quite easily, I felt. Things felt quite naturally, which is always a good thing, because the movie didn't feel too different to what we've come to know a John Wick movie to be. The other thing that I really liked about this movie was that Keanu Reeves was in it a bit more than I thought he would be. He's not in it heaps, but he's in it for what I'd say is probably a decent amount for a character just sort of making an appearance. And in the time when Keanu Reeves was in the movie, I thought that probably even was like elevated the movie a little higher up than what it was, because the John Wick character is so sort of iconic now that when he does appear, it was just it was amazing. The other thing I'd say worth mentioning in this movie is that Lance Reddick, this is probably his last movie since the actor passed away, I think a year or two ago. I'm not sure if this is the last movie that he has, but I think it is the last movie that you may see this actor in. So if you are a Lance Reddick fan, I'd say definitely go along to the cinema to watch Ballerina, because it may be the last chance to see him on the big screen for a while. In this movie, so if you sort of think, what's this movie about? Ana de Armas, she plays this character called Eve, who is an assassin that works for the Rosco-Roma Corporation. Or is it a corporation? I don't know. Rosco-Roma Gang, I suppose, or Rosco-Roma Group, I don't know. But she's basically a trained assassin that goes to this assassin school, and over time she starts to learn about her past, and she discovers that her father was murdered by one of the criminals in the John Wick world, and that sets her on a revenge path to sort of avenge her father. This is basically the setup for all of the action sequences in the movie, because similar to other John Wick films, she's going to have to go and fight a bunch of bad guys to get through and reach her objective of avenging her father there. The action sequences are all good. There's some flamethrower action, there's gun action, there's hand-to-hand fight scenes and all of that, and it pretty much is what you would expect to get from an action movie, I feel. It's what I expected out of the movie, having done 4 John Wick movies now, and basically this movie was everything you'd expect in terms of action from a movie that's like this. So I think it was very, very good in that area. The other thing I'd also like to mention is the sound of the movie. The sound was good. A lot of it reminded me of the first film of John Wick, when he first went after the bad guy in that movie, and there was that nightclub scene where that music is playing in the background and he's chasing the bad guy. This movie pretty much felt like that moment, but for the whole 2 hours. There's the nightclub music that plays throughout the whole film, and I don't know if it was just because I was sitting so close to the speaker at the cinema or not, but my chair was shaking from the sound, which is good. You know, that's a good movie experience. And I sort of feel like because this movie is so focused on, you know, this nightclub music and large action sounds and, you know, loud things in the cinema, that probably the experience of this is probably best at the cinema. I feel like if I was to watch this on streaming or to just watch it at home on Blu-ray or, you know, through digital, that I won't be able to replicate the amount of sound that you could get out of the cinema, and it probably won't be as good. So I'd say that probably the best place to watch this is at a cinema that's got big loudspeakers and a huge screen and everything like that, because this movie felt great. Like, it felt fun to watch. I liked pretty much all of the action, the sound, and, you know, the good amount of actors combined led to a very, very fun experience. So that's pretty much what it is. It's a good night out at the cinema, I feel like. The only thing that I was disappointed about this movie probably was with the Norman Reedus character. I don't remember what the character name for Norman Reedus' character is, but you don't really need to, because he's not really in the movie much, but he is in a lot of the promotional material. So if you are a Norman Reedus fan or a Walking Dead fan or someone like that looking to go and watch this movie because he's in it, he's not in it much. Maybe they're saving him for a sequel, maybe they're keeping him for later, I don't know. For the moments that he was in, his character was good, but he's just not in it that much, so that's the only thing that's disappointing. But everything else about it, the action sequences and the sound, it makes up for the lack of Norman Reedus, I guess. And, you know, having a good amount of Keanu Reeves, I guess, in there probably also makes up for it as well. The final thing I'd say is, who is this movie actually for? Who should watch this movie? This movie is pretty much for John Wick fans. It's for people who like the John Wick world, people who like those type of movies. And if you are a John Wick fan, I think you will like this spin-off. I'd say it's pretty much just as good as a John Wick movie. It feels like a John Wick movie. You get a little bit of John Wick there, but Ana de Armas is very good in this movie. She's great in the action sequences, and she seems to fit in well into the world. So it's a decent spin-off movie for John Wick. So I think fans would be happy. And if you're a person who hasn't watched John Wick movies before and you're just kind of looking for an action movie, this movie is pretty much a one-man army movie, or one-woman army movie. And that's essentially what it is. It's a one-man army genre movie where one person just is able to take down, you know, basically hundreds of bad guys. And people really like that at the cinema. So I'm happy to recommend it. If I was to give it a score out of 10, I'd say it's roughly an 8. I had a good time with it. Definitely recommend anybody to watch it. That's it for me for this review today. Thank you for coming and spending some time on my channel here. If you've never watched my video before and you wanted to see more reviews, please subscribe, like the video, leave a comment. If you think I've got anything that I can improve on, let me know as well. My channel is fairly new and I haven't really even done many of these before. I'm just uploading to see how it goes. I'm not really expecting many people to even watch these videos, but yeah, if people like this content and if I keep having fun doing it, I'll keep uploading new videos and see how this goes. Thank you so much for watching, everybody, and hope you all have a great day. Bye.